In traditional Western psychology, they refer to what they call big T trauma or small T trauma. Big T trauma would be like something very serious, sexual abuse or a catastrophe, um, something that exceeds our capacity to fully metabolize while it's happening, so it's stored in the body mind for later processing. But the same thing happens with small T trauma, which could just be, the collection of difficulties that a human being accumulates over the course of a lifetime. Again, something happens, it exceeds our bandwidth to fully meet and metabolize in that moment. So the subconscious holds onto it and it's stored in the tissues of the body for later processing. Now, what happens is if we're not practicing to hold the mind in the present moment, is that every time the intelligence of the body mind tries to release that trauma, whatever flavor of emotion is tied to it, the intelligence of your body mind says, no, 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 that is too scary to confront. Put the lid back on and generate an emotion that can spare me from feeling what I've never had the capacity to feel. This all happens in half of a second. When you train your mind to really be still, you can watch it happen and you can prevent it from happening. The practice of meditation, the practice of sitting still, is the practice of allowing your body mind to release all the gunk that it's collected, and that includes somatic trauma. I like to talk about the analogy of your emotional reality, your feeling body, and your awareness of that as being very similar to the relationship between a man and a woman. For a woman to feel safe enough to actually show the fullness of her broken heart or her wound or whatever she's feeling, she needs to feel seen and she needs to feel safe. So, in some sense, the practice of meditation is making that woman feel safe. And the way you do that is just by showing up time and time and time again to the sitting practice and developing the skill of equanimity, being okay with whatever comes up in the practice. And with continued practice, the intelligence of your body starts to feel that, okay, there's enough room, there's enough space. You've widened your bandwidth of your capacity to feel, so the body mind starts to release the difficulties. That's one way to do it. That's the more masculine approach, not to be confused with men and women. It's the yang approach of the spiritual path, sitting still and allowing for the unwinding in stillness. A different style that you might practice is just non-linear movement with no goal or structure. This would be a more feminine approach to liberating the body of its old wounds. I do both, and I've been very well served by both. I tend to prefer the sitting practice because that's my orientation to life, but both I think are very useful, and there's kind of a feedback loop that happens if you make both part of your daily practice.